So we're going to get started. So we're going to get started with an on-time giveaway. And this is only for non-consultants. So guests only. If you're a consultant, don't answer this. What percent of the nutrients are lost in the freeze drying process? So type in the percentage that you think is lost. And if you're a consultant, do not put anything in here. We'll disqualify you. Last week, we had Cindy Selzy from Canada trying to answer all the questions.
But it was actually her husband.
It was her husband. It turned out to be her husband. Yeah, we blamed Cindy, but it was actually her husband.
All right.
So what percent of the nutrients are lost?
It says 2 new messages. There we go. Oh, somebody said 50. Somebody
50%?
said, Julie said 50%. Allison said 25.
It's lower. Keep going down. What percent is?
Why does it say who percentage?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, who percent? What should be what percent? What percent of nutrients are lost in the freeze drying process?
2. Beth Novoa.
Okay, Beth, I hope you're not a consultant because you got it right. It's 2%. 98% of the nutrients are retained through the freeze drying process. So only 2% are lost. And great answer. And you got it right. And what are we giving away?
You get a $25 credit in your account. So if you don't have an account, make sure you set it up so that we can drop that $25 credit in your account. So whoever brought you to the party, get with them and they'll tell you how to sign up an account. Yep.
And you can email Lisa at mythrivestore.com, and we'll get that taken care of. So congratulations, Beth. And we'll have another giveaway towards the end. So make sure you stay tuned and listen really closely.
We're going to introduce ourselves.
Oh, I guess we should introduce ourselves. All right, why don't you do that? So I got to tell you something first. So yesterday, Lisa started coming down with a cold and kind of congested and not feeling very well. Voice got kind of raspy. Yes. And I was really nervous that, whether we are going to be able to pull this off tonight. So I got up early this morning and I was working on the computer, and she came into my office and I said, "So how are you doing? Are you feeling okay?" And she just shook her head. And I said,
I don't have a voice.
Yeah, she said she lost her voice. And the terror came over me that I was going to have to do this entire thing by myself because I need my sidekick here. But actually, she's okay. Her voice is a little raspy.
It sounds like a frog, but hopefully, that it won't come across too badly.
Yep. So she needs a drink. She has some water here. She can get a drink. But anyway,
so we are the Warnicks, and we were the first consultants for Thrive Life. And we started in 2009, way back when. And so if you're new here, welcome to the Thrive family. We want you to know that you're welcome here. And we hope you get to know a lot of different people, because this is a relationship business and we love to get to know new people.
Yep. Yeah. So if you are brand new to Thrive, we're going to show you how easy it is to cook with Thrive. We're going to talk about, storing Thrive, using Thrive, why Thrive. And then we're going to talk a little bit about being a consultant, why we think that's a great way to thrive.
Yep.
And then we'll wrap it up with a giveaway. So let's get going. So this is a picture of us a couple of years ago. We got to tour the freeze drying plant. So Thrive is one of the only freeze-dried food companies that freeze dries its own food. We put 2 freeze dryers in, the company did, back in 2016, so 5 years ago. Then shortly after that, added a 3rd freeze dryer, and then somewhere along the line, another one. And we were down there 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they are just putting in 2 more freeze dryers to bring that to a total of 6 freeze dryers. Now, these are no harvest rights. These are huge freeze dryers, like the size of a school bus. Yeah. What you're seeing here is just the front of it, but it goes way back and can, freeze dry a lot of food all at once. So I would say right about probably in the next week or so, we'll have 6 freeze dryers up and running. But
they didn't stop there.
They didn't stop there. Yeah. We were talking to one of the owners, and he said they just ordered 6 more. So those will be delivered early next year. And next spring, we'll have 12 freeze dryers. we will have tripled our capacity from where we were just a few months ago. And so that just kind of shows you that this is a booming economy, or booming, what's the word I'm looking for? Company booming. Freeze-dried is booming. That's what I'm trying to say. Freeze-dried food. Yeah. See, this is why she should be doing this, and I shouldn't be. But freeze-dried food industry. That's what I was trying to say. The industry is booming. There's huge demand. We have never seen demand like this before for freeze-dried foods. In fact, there is another company, another freeze-dried food company. I'm not going to mention the name, but in the last week, they announced what?
They are ceasing operations for 90 days because they cannot keep up with the supply.
Yeah, they can't, not only can they not keep up, but they can't get the raw materials in to freeze dry. And so they're in this terrible situation where you have so much business, you can't handle it. And so they've suspended operations till early next year.
Right.
We are in a very unique position that we have our own freeze dryers. And what that does is, somehow I missed a picture here. So it means that we can get the food in here and freeze dry it ourselves and not depend on a lot of people. We control the supply chain a lot more because we have these freeze dryers. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But if you've been watching the news lately, you know, the picture I just showed was the beginning of COVID. We all experienced this, where shelves were cleaned out, especially things like toilet paper and water and staples. But just in the news in the last week or so, it's coming around again that there is a huge supply chain breakdown for all kinds of products, food included. Food prices are skyrocketing. I just saw something on the news yesterday that school lunches, they plan out these school lunches and they can't get the foods in to make the lunches. So they're having to adapt and change on a daily basis and use different ingredients, but they can't even get the ingredients in to make what they have on their menus.
Yeah.
So it's a huge problem. And according to experts, it's only going to get worse. And this is due to all kinds of things, the fuel costs and shipping and raw materials,
truck drivers.
Yeah, truck drivers, people not being able to get enough employees. But because we, again, have our own freeze dryers, we control the quality, we control that supply chain from really throughout the supply chain, from the farm all the way to the consumer. So it's not to say that we will never have products that are out of stock. We do. Mm-hmm. But we can quickly get them back in. So when we have something go out of stock, typically it's for days or a couple of weeks, and then we get it back. Where these other companies sometimes can't get it for months and months and months. And so that's the situation this other company is in. And they just realized we can't get product. And so we just have to cease operations. So we're in that position where we can get constant supply of food in, and we can process it. Now, like I said, that supply chain really begins with the growers. We work directly with growers and so ranchers. And ranchers, yeah. And they are producing food specifically for us. So when the crop goes in, it's already targeted for Thrive Life. And then once it's grown and harvested, it goes to the processing where they cut it, flash freeze it, and then ship it to us. And then we're able to freeze dry. So that control of the supply chain allows us to have product in stock a lot more, even though we're not, perfect. We don't have everything in stock all the time. If you go to our website, you'll see things out of stock, but if you keep checking back, they're constantly coming back into stock. So that's something that's really unique about us and something we're really proud about and really happy about and excited to be part of an industry, even though there's a lot of turmoil in the world and, people are struggling in that. We're glad that we're in a situation where we can help people get more prepared and have more peace of mind in these difficult times. So let's talk a little bit about the food. What sets our food apart? We talked about that we are able to produce the food and control the quality, and that makes us different than most other freeze-drying food companies out there who are actually buying their freeze-dried food from industrial freeze-drying companies. So they're all getting the same food from the same supplier. They're just packaging it different, where we are producing and freeze-drying and canning our own foods. But Lisa, you want to talk a little bit about just what makes it different?
Right. So because we work with those ranchers and growers, we have a proprietary system or quality check, if you will, with our foods as they come in. You know, a lot of people ask me, well, what's so great about yours? Why isn't it organic? And I always say it's better than organic because we actually check it when it comes in. It goes through that process and we check it on the other end.
Yeah, we check it for pesticides and herbicides.
Pesticides and herbicides. But I love freeze dried, and not all freeze dried is created equally. If you've ever had if you've gone to Walmart, for instance, and picked up some broccoli, when you open that broccoli, it's very brown, it's very wilted. It may have come from China. Ours is when you get our blueberries, for instance, that comes right from a Oregon farmer. Like you can tell those blueberries are big and they were left on the vine and they're juicy, and you pop them in your mouth and they taste just like fresh blueberries. And I love that we don't have any additives, we don't have any preservatives, and we have gluten-free products. And we've got the Nutrillock in place to make sure that every product is the same every time it comes in and gets freeze dried.
Yeah, one of the great things about freeze dried, you got some messages. You should probably check direct messages. One of the great things about freeze drying is that it doesn't require any preservatives or additives in order to make that shelf life last for up to 25 years. So it's a very clean food. If you look at the ingredients on the back of the cans, typically it's just that one ingredient. So if you were looking at, like, these are chopped chili peppers, the ingredients you can see right there are green chili peppers. That's it. There's nothing else. So it is able to last for that 25 years without adding anything, which makes it, really healthy and very nutritious. So some of the benefits of freeze dried are that it tastes really good. It tastes, I think, as good as fresh because, like we talked about before, not only is 98% of the nutrients retained through the freeze drying process, but 98% of the taste and the color and the flavor is retained also. We don't use high heat like other processes like dehydrating or even canning, where you heat up the food and then can it. With freeze drying, it's a cold vacuum process that retains all the taste and nutrients. Like I said, nutrition, it retains all the nutrients. Doesn't have to have any preservatives added, and it has a 25-year shelf life. So those are really, I would say, the top 4 reasons freeze dried is so good: taste, nutrition, no preservatives, 25-year shelf life. So a lot of people, when they buy produce, would ideally like to get it at a farmer's market, right?
Absolutely.
You like to go to the farmer's market?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, you know that it was grown typically close to home, that it was picked probably in the last day or two, that is super fresh, and it's going to taste better than what you would buy in the grocery store.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Why do you think that is, that it tastes so much better than what you buy in the grocery store? Is the grocery store produce picked a day or two before it hit the shelves?
No.
No. You can see in this picture, bananas, for example, a lot of bananas come from South America. They have to be picked when they're green, shipped, and then by the time they get to the grocery store, they're really green or they get ripe and they're banana bread ready in a day or two.
Yeah.
Because it just happens so quickly. And so they're trying to control that the ripeness. And so they have to pick pretty much all the produce before it's reached its full peak of freshness on the vine. Well, with a farmer's market, they can keep it on the vine right up until a day or two before they need it. Well, with freeze dried, it's the same way, because we work with these growers who are growing the crop specifically for our freeze dryers. They can allow it to stay on the vine right up until it's ready to be picked, pick it, and then send it to us. So again, it's very similar to the
the process is that the farmers will pick it, and it is flash frozen within 2 weeks. And when
it depends on the product.
Yeah,
it's
that's
either
true.
Hours or a day or two. It's very quickly.
But it is in our freeze dryers immediately. Like it gets to us and it's into the dryers.
Yep. So it really is, we say, like as fresh or fresher than a farmer's market, because it really is. And it lasts 25 years. So one of the great things about this is, like I said, not only is it picked at the peak of freshness. So it has more taste and more nutrients like the farmer's market. But the food that you get at the grocery store, actually, as soon as it's picked, starts to lose its nutritional value. So not only did it never reach its full potential, but as soon as it's picked, it starts losing it. So you can see in this, just a couple of these vitamin C content in spinach is 100% of it is lost by day 4 after picking. With pears, mangoes, pineapple, 40% of the vitamin C is lost in the first week. So what does that mean for you? If you use our Thrive Freeze Dried, you're getting, for example, in broccoli, up to 52% more vitamin B than you would get at broccoli from the grocery store. With our raspberries, up to 52% more phytonutrients than what you would get if you bought it at the grocery store. And that's just because it's picked more fresh and it retains, we freeze dry it and lock in the nutrients and the flavor, and it stays like that until you open the can, you're ready to eat it. And even after you open the can, it's good for 1 to 2 years, depending on your climate, just on your shelf. So lasts a long time and very healthy. Uh-oh, my computer. Oh. So our grandkids have been raised on Thrive. Yeah. Interestingly enough, Lisa says she started with Thrive 12 years ago. Our 2 oldest grandkids were born the year that we started. Yeah. So we can kind of always tell how long have we been in Thrive by the age of our 2 oldest grandkids. And they're both 12 now. Yeah. But these are 2 of our younger grandkids, and all of our grandkids really are raised on Thrive. Yeah. When they come over, they go into the pantry and they grab their favorite cans. Yep. They love the vegetables, peas and corn and cheese. They love the fruit. They love the yogurt. You know, they love it all. They're pretty much being raised on this stuff, right? Yeah. One of our grandkids loves the Kraft macaroni and cheese, but we have to add the freeze-dried peas to it. So we say, whenever he comes over, this little guy here, we say, do you want peas and cheese? And he always says, yep.
Even the dog eats the shrimp and the peas.
Yeah, our dog loves the shrimp. So another thing about grocery store food is the waste. You end up wasting a lot of it because it goes bad. You know, one of the great things about Thrive is, like I said, even after you open the can, it's good for 1 to 2 years in your pantry. And so if you need something, you can just go pick it up really easily.
This was a really game changer for me when it came to mushrooms. I'm a mushroom girl, love mushrooms, but I could never keep them from molding over in the refrigerator. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but I love to eat mushrooms. And so this was a huge game changer for me when I found out that they'll last 2 years in my pantry.
Yeah. So, you know, it's really nice to be able to have these ingredients on hand and use them whenever you want. And then when you start using them, you start learning what you like and what your family likes and how you use things. And then you end up, that's what you buy more of, you know? And what we like to do is when things go on special, we just stock up on the things that we use all the time. When we first started with Thrive, we didn't know this. And we bought a big package, like a couple $1,000 package. And it just had all kinds of different things. It was a lot of grains and beans and
rice,
salt and sugar and flour. And, you know, there were some vegetables and fruits in there and some meats and
very
things.
Little, though.
A little bit. But we ended up, once we started using Thrive and finding what we liked, we just started buying more and more of that. And now it's so nice to be able to go into our pantry. What we're going to do is we're going to do a recipe here for you in a minute that we just found online. And we can go into our pantry pretty much and make these recipes because we just have everything on hand. We don't have to run to the store for garlic or onions or chili peppers or whatever it might be. So let's get into the cooking now. What this is it's from Costco, and it's their white bean chicken chili. And we have made this recipe now for a couple of years. And what we do is it's really simple to find a recipe and then what we call Thrivealize it. Just use Thrive ingredients, the ones that you have. You don't have to use all Thrive ingredients. You know, if you have the ingredients on hand, but you have Thrive onions, just use the Thrive onions instead of the onions that it calls for. You won't have to cut them. You won't have to cry.
No prep involved. Yep, you see, there's no cutting board and there's no knives out here.
Yeah, so it can really save you a lot of time. But the great thing about using these, opening the cans and using it, is you learn what you and your family like. You learn how to use it. So then when you store it and you know, if you ever need it in a real emergency, you have it on hand and you know how to use it. That's what we love about Thrive.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add all of the freeze-dried ingredients. People are always wondering how much water should I add if I'm taking a regular recipe that I find online or in a cookbook and I want to use Thrive ingredients, how much water should I add? So the way that I do it is I just add all my freeze-dried ingredients. And I'm going to show you. So these are onions. So
and just to preface, we're using a fry pan, and I know you don't usually do that for a soup, but
chili.
Tonight we are for a chili. But tonight we're going to do it so that you can maybe see it a little better.
Yeah, a big deep pan, you wouldn't be able to see it very well.
So let's go.
So we're doing that. So this is a cup of chopped onions.
Okay, so we haven't turned the heat on yet.
Yep, this is a cup and a half of our chopped chicken. In Thrive, we have how many? 3 or 4 different kinds of chicken. Chopped is a new one we came out with. I really like it. It rehydrates really well. There's a cup of corn and about a 1/4 cup of the chili peppers. So there's my Thrive dry ingredients that I'm going to be adding. So now what I do is I just add water, and I'm going to add water until all of these ingredients float up off the bottom. And when they float up off the bottom, then I know I have enough water added. So if you can see this on the camera, there it goes. It's all floating now. So it started floating in the middle as I poured it in, but as I saw everything lift up, I know I've got just the right amount of water. So that the recipe does call for liquid. This is in addition to the liquid that the recipe calls for. So I just add it. I don't need to measure it. I don't need to soak everything ahead of time. I just add it until it floats or lifts off the bottom. And that I know is the right amount of liquid. So then I'm just going to throw my other ingredients. These are northern white beans, a cup of those or a can of those. And you could use dry beans or whatever, but we're going to do that. This is 2 cups of chicken stock, and we have our chicken broth. We have Thrive chicken broth, and you just add a tablespoon per cup of that. So that's really easy. So I'm just that's it really. I mean, for the cooking part of it, adding everything in, we call this our throw and go method, where you just put everything into a pan and add water. Thrive is great for soups and stews and chilies and things like that, because that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
As this cooks, we're going to add a few other things to it, but it's so easy in a crock pot or an instant pot or a stove top, however you want to cook it, is you just throw everything in and make it. And it really, I think is the easiest way to make these things. You notice we didn't have to wash, thaw, chop, peel, anything. We just threw it all in the pan, added the liquid, and now we'll just let it simmer.
Sounds easy to me.
Oh, I'm going to add, most of these, the seasonings I'm going to add at the end, but I am going to add some garlic so that it cooks into this. And I'm just going to put, I don't know, maybe a
tablespoon,
that much garlic, and a little bit of the chef's choice seasoning, which is an all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to add some of that, and then I'll add the others at the end. All right, so now that we've kind of showed you how to cook with Thrive, we're going to talk about the best way to get Thrive. So I'm going to share my screen again. So we talked about the waste. And so one thing that's really nice about Thrive, not only can you have all these ingredients on hand, so they're really easy to use, but you just use exactly what you need and there's no waste. So for example, onions, I didn't have to buy a whole onion and maybe it calls for a half and I chop it in half and I chop it up and put the other half in the fridge with good intentions of using it. And a week or two later, what happens?
You throw it out.
We throw it out. Yeah. So with this, you just scoop out exactly what you need. And because it stays on your shelf for a long time, you can just have it on hand and just scoop out exactly what you need. If you're cooking for 2 people, then you scoop out a little bit. You're cooking for 6 people, you scoop out a little more. You just scoop what you need. And it's really easy that way. So here's a question for you. This is not for a giveaway. This is just a question, but chat in. We're going to do another giveaway here in a few minutes, but chat in, what % of the average family food budget goes to waste? Now, this is a new number. I pulled this from And the next screen will actually show who it's from. It's from the United States, like Journal of Agriculture or something like that. So it's an updated number from 2021. Actually, it's from 2020, but it was updated in 2021. The average amount that of the food budget that the family wastes in North America. Anybody got it yet, Lisa? This is we're looking for an exact number, but we'll let a few people chat in. If you're a consultant, you can chat it in too.
Okay, so I think the first person that got this right is it 40? Is it 40?
No.
No? Okay, what's the number then? Give me the number because I don't know the number. Oh. Nobody's got that number.
So if there's a range. I mean, it's obviously, I mean, they've done a study and a survey and come up with an exact number, but roundabout, there's a lot of people are in the range. Usually we say anywhere from 25 to 40%.
I think Beth got it. She's the closest.
Yeah.
I think your number's a little off.
No, my number is, so here it is right here, 32%. The source is the American Journal of Agricultural Economics from January 2020.
Okay, well,
So
I think
this
Beth got 30%, so she was
Yeah,
closest.
so who was that, Beth?
Beth, who won it?
Congratulations, Beth.
So
You don't win a Thrive credit this time, but stay tuned. You might win in a few minutes. But that works out to about $2,000 a year for the average family. A lot of money that goes into waste. And so we tell people, to get started on Thrive, get the things that your family throws away a lot. If you throw away a lot of onions or mushrooms or corn or whatever it might be, just start buying it from Thrive instead of the grocery store.
Yeah, because
Just
I think it gets
redirect
overwhelming when you get in there and you have so many choices. But if you'll always remember that, just buy what you throw away, because that's the most expensive food you purchase, is those perishables that you throw away.
Yeah.
So onions and celery and all those things mushrooms that tend to go bad in the refrigerator, that's your starting point.
Yeah, things that you cook with normally, just start trying them with Thrive.
Yeah, and I always say try them in the pantry can first, because it's it's 1/3 our size of our family cans. This is a 1 gallon can. This is 1/3 of that can. So it allows you to try it out, see if you love it, and then buy it in the family size cans.
So now here is the absolute best way to get Thrive, is just to go to our website and pay retail, right?
No.
Oh, that's not the best way to do it. So Lisa's going to tell you the best way to get Thrive then.
The best way to get Thrive is to go on our delivery service. Now, this is I like to call it our flexible delivery service, because you can pause, cancel, change the date at any time. So you jump on, you save 15%. And if you do any order over $100, you're going to get free shipping. So it's a total of 27%.
Yeah, because shipping typically is 12%. So you save 27% by doing the delivery service.
Right.
So like Lisa said, it's totally flexible. There's no commitment. A lot of people are nervous, like, oh, are they just going to auto ship this stuff to me every month and I'm not going to know what I'm getting? No. You get an email notification before every shipment goes out. You can go in and customize your order. You can change the shipment date. You can skip, pause, cancel anytime. You're in control. So it's not something where you're going to be, worried.
So just so you know, the algorithm that we have, if you buy broccoli and carrots in September, broccoli and carrots are going to show up again for the next month. But you have the ability to go and edit those out, see what's on specials. I always say shop the specials first, because that's our deeply discounted stuff. So the October specials, we've got blueberries, we've got green chili peppers, bananas,
Chicken,
I think.
right?
Chicken is on sale.
Yeah, some of the things we've used in this meal are on special this
So
month.
yeah, take a look at the specials first, and then fill it up with the other things that maybe your perishables that you want to get started on.
It's starting to smell really good.
Yeah, it's starting to smell really good.
So the delivery service is really the best way to purchase Thrive products. You can order on a one-time order, but you don't save the 27% when you do that. And because there's no long-term commitment with the delivery service, there's no reason really not to do it, because you can control when the shipments come and what you get. What am I hearing? Oh, somebody. Sorry, somebody's coming through. You want to just mute everybody? So another thing you can do is you can earn Thrive credit by referring friends. So if you really like Thrive, you can send a link to your friends. You can email it to them, text, share it on social media. And when they order, they'll say 15%, but you get 10% of the value of what they purchase in Thrive credits. And then also for every $500, so if you share your link with several people, and everybody can get a unique link just by going to the website and clicking right there, copy link, then you can you get your own personal referral link. You share that with people. And once the total is $500 of a combination of people using that link, you're going to get $50 in Thrive credits. So you get 10% plus $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's some background talking, if you're on here and if you can go ahead and do that. So like I said, you can either share it on text, email, social media, or you can enter people's names and emails here and click send, and it'll send them a little email letting them know about that. So now the next thing we want to talk about is about being a consultant. And there's tons of benefits to being a consultant. And I think we're going to
fairly likely
have Jody come on now. Yep, Jody right here. So Jody, I'm going to unshare. And if you want to unmute yourself.
So after announcing from
I'm unmuted. There we go.
All right, you're good. So I'm going to mute myself and go ahead and share a little bit about why you became a consultant and what you love about it.
So I actually was first introduced to Thrive about 10 years ago or more. And when they first came out, and loved the products, and I've used them for over 10 years. Love freeze-dried. Freeze-dried products is definitely the way to go. I'm a huge food storage person, and so it actually took me a while because I wanted to get settled. I knew once I signed up as a consultant, I'd have tons, and I didn't want to have to move that every time I moved. And so once I got settled, I started looking for a consultant, because I figured if I'm going to build my food storage, the best way to do it is as a consultant, right? Because you get extra discount. I'm all about, hey, more discounts. So so it actually took me 2 years to find a consultant to sign up under. And then once I signed up, I was just good to go. And I love it because freeze-dried, doing food storage for years and years, freeze-dried is definitely the best way to go. It's got the best shelf life, and all those examples that Jeff showed. It's the shelf life, the nutritional value. A couple things that weren't on that list is also the weight. Freeze-dried food is very light. And so whether you're traveling or you're camping, or even just for the sake of your shelf units, wherever you happen to put them, you can put a lot on there because it's very lightweight. You've got all that moisture removed from it. So as far as storing and packing and traveling with, it's very easy as well there. Some other benefits there, it's super easy to do meals like Jeff's doing the chili tonight. It's so easy to just throw in a couple of things, and it makes a meal super fast, because you're really, everything's pre-cooked, so you're just rehydrating stuff. So I knew freeze-dried was definitely the way to go, and that's where I wanted to focus my food storage as I built it up more for my family. I've tried a lot of different brands, a lot of different companies, products, and Thrive definitely has the best quality that I had tried. And so that's where I wanted to go. And luckily enough, they have a consultant program and you can get discounts. And then it's even fun as you start to build a team and you have this team to work with. I have the most amazing team. I love them. And it's so fun to be able to share that with other people, and to have them excited about building their food storage. And that makes me excited because I'm like, yay, you're not gonna starve, your family won't starve. So I definitely loved that. And Thrive is so fun. I went to my first their first convention, their yearly convention, and last year we weren't able to do it in person. So this year we were back in person, and it was, I have to tell you, it was so fun. And my husband, my backup support here, and he's moral support on the couch there. But we went and we just had so much fun, and we weren't sure what to expect because we're like, we don't know anybody. This is it going to be awkward? Is it going to be cliquey? Is it going to be weird? And it really wasn't. Everybody was just so friendly and so welcoming, and it was like a family. And by the time we left, it was, we had all these new friend requests on Facebook, and people emailing or texting us and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And I told him on our drive home, I was like, that's the kind of company I want to be a part of, because it's more about the relationships and helping each other out and building something for your family, not just the business, but something for your family. And so that's some of the reasons I signed up. And why I just super love it. And I love helping people expand in their food storage and grow that.
Awesome. Thank you, Jody. Great to hear that story. Like you said, Thrive conventions and any kind of gathering with Thrive is like better than a family reunion. Now that we've been in the business for 12 years, we've made so many great friends, so many lifelong friends. We've been with them at not only meetings and conventions, but on trips. We'll be with a big group of them in a couple of weeks down in Scottsdale, Arizona. We've just had so many great experiences and developed so many great relationships. That's really the most important thing in this business. We love it. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to go back, and this chili is smelling really good, isn't it?
It is. I'm turning your light on over here.
Okay. So we're going to quickly just run through being a consultant, because really, getting the food is awesome. The delivery is the way to go, but there's so many benefits to being a consultant. And just like Jody said, one sec. So just like Jody said, when she decided to buy the food, she decided, you know what, the best way to do that is be a consultant. There's so many benefits to being a consultant. You can see some of them listed here, but I want to talk just a little bit about the income earning potential. And really, whatever you want out of Thrive, whether you want to just make a little extra fun money or pay for your own Thrive products, or you want to build a full-time income, you can do it with Thrive. So we're going to just talk just for a minute about that. One of the things that I love about Thrive is that it gives us the ability to create residual income. Before Lisa joined Thrive, I had been in the direct sales industry for about 15 years, and with three different companies and on the corporate side. And I know one of the things that we always sat in meetings strategizing about was how could we come up with a commission plan and a product that would create residual income for people, where they don't have to every month go out and start it from ground zero and build, do all the sales and do everything every single month. And when Lisa was introduced to Thrive, I saw this potential that this is something, because it's a consumable, people eat, people need it, people want it. It's the ability to create residual income is there. And the way that the commission plan is designed really enhances that. So we're going to talk a little bit about this, but I love this quote from Warren Buffett. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. And I remember about a year into Thrive, when Lisa kind of was getting things going and starting to make pretty good money with Thrive. I remember every morning I would wake up and I would check the back office to see what the sales were. And I remember waking up, and what did I say to you?
We made money in our sleep.
I said that like 11 years ago. We made money in our sleep. And it's a great feeling to be able to do that, to just have you go on vacation. You need to step back for a little while because of personal or family reasons, and the money can keep coming in.
Yeah.
And that's really is a beautiful thing. One thing that I love about our commission plan is it's very balanced. So it's not just the people who got in early are making all the money and the newer people aren't. There are people who have joined Thrive in the last year or two who are making six-figure incomes. There are people who on our team who signed up after us who regularly make bigger checks than we do.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. It really is up to the individual and what they want to make out of it. So it really is very balanced. And, like I said, you can make out of it whatever you want, but it's not something where if you got in now, you're just making money for the people who got in early. It's not that at all. So let's see. So as a consultant, on the first way that you make commission or earn money, obviously, is from selling the food. So there's two types we talked about. There's one-time orders where someone goes in and just places an order. That's it. They pay full retail. You make a 10% commission on those orders. Then there's delivery orders, like Lisa explained. And on delivery orders, you make a kind of a range, anywhere from 10 to 28% commission. And that's on the first month. And then the second and third month, you make 10%. And then for every month thereafter, you make 5% for as long as they order. Now, we've been doing parties and get-togethers and gatherings and sharing the food for a long time. But we're parties that we did 12 years ago, we are still earning that 5% from orders that people place month after month, 12 years later.
Yep.
So if somebody says, well, how much do you make if you sell this or that? Well, I don't know, because it doesn't stop. You just keep earning on it. And that's what residual income is. You sell once, you get paid over and over and over again. So it really is a beautiful thing. Now, where I said that you can make between 10 and 28%, that depends on how much volume in delivery orders you do in a month. So if you look on here, if you do between $0 and $399 in a month in new delivery orders, you make 10%. And then as the scale goes up, you make a higher and higher percentage. You can see 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But then right below that, you can see the one that says builder bonus, and it's double that commission. So builder bonus is something that the company has incentivizes us for doing the things that will help us build our business. When we do that, they double our commission on any new business that we have for that month. And they not only do it on the deliveries, but they also do it on consultants that we enroll. So as we enroll consultants, same thing. If we enroll more consultants, we earn a higher percentage of commission. And then if we do the builder bonus, then we double that commission. So you can see here, if you, for example, did $800 in new consultants kit enrollments for the month, you would get 24%. But if you do the builder bonus, it doubles to 48%. So how do you earn the builder bonus? Well, the builder bonus is really simple. You just need to get 8 points in a calendar month. And you earn points, 1 point for every new delivery order and 2 points for every new consultant enrollment. So if you did, for example, 6 new delivery orders and 1 consultant, how many points would that be?
6 and 1. Did you say?
No.
I wasn't paying
6 delivery, 1 consultant.
6, 7. So that's 7 points.
No.
Oh, I thought you said.
No, 6
I have the
deliveries
wrong
is 6
person.
points. I know.
I have a cold. Do not ask me math.
All right, sorry. You would get 6 points for the deliveries, and then you get 2 points for the consultant. So that's 8 points. 8 points, you would hit builder bonus. If you did 4 consultants and no deliveries, that would be 8 points because you get 2 for each consultant. So however you do it, if you earn 8 points, you double your commissions on the new business. So any new deliveries and new consultant enrollments for that month, you double the commission. So it really is a great thing. So we have people who get into the business their first month and can earn several $100s just sharing with a few friends. But really then it just begins to roll as those people keep ordering, you're making the residual income, and then you're sharing with new people each month. And that amount can just keep growing and growing. Now, there are a couple of other ways, actually 3 other ways that you can earn money. Two ways to earn money, 1 to earn credit. We have what we call the Premier Bonus Pool. Premier Bonus Pool is the company has set aside 2% of the commissionable earnings each month, and they divide that between all of the consultants who earn pool shares. And there are different ways to earn pool shares, and we don't have enough time to go into all the detail on that. But you do it for things like earning builder bonus, hitting a new rank, and then helping your team members to do certain things like hit builder bonus, achieve rank, and there's a lot of different ways you can earn shares. But for each share that you earn, you get a little slice of that pool. And so, for example, the pool shares typically range from about anywhere from 65 or 70 to maybe $120 a month. On average, they're probably $70 or $80, wouldn't you say?
Last month it was high. It was 117.
Whoa, 117 last month. I didn't know that. So for each share you earn, you would get $117. Now, there are people in the company who earn 1 or 2 shares, and there's people that earn 15, 20 shares a month. So you can make anywhere from a few $100 extra on top of your regular commissions up to several $1,000s just in the pool shares. So that's really an exciting thing.
Yeah.
And it incentivizes us to help others. When we help other consultants have success, we earn pool shares and we're rewarded for that.
Yeah.
You also earn override commissions on your team sales. So as you start to introduce other people to the business and they start on this journey with you, you earn a little override on everything they do. But that can really add up to a lot of money as you start to build a team because, you know, for example, we have a lot of people in the company who are earning, you know, several thousand up to even 6 figures a year. And those people are earning the majority of their income from both the pool shares and the override commissions. And so that's a way that if you're really serious about growing a business and replacing like a full-time income, growing a team is really the way to do that. But if all you want to do is share with friends and family, there's a place for you here as well. So like I said, if you just want to earn enough to buy your own, pay for your own Thrive product,
Sure.
you can do that with Thrive just by sharing with a few people. If you want to earn enough money to maybe take the family on a vacation or pay for your kids' activities like, you know, soccer and dance and things like that, which can get really expensive, a lot more than they were when our kids were little, right?
Exactly.
Or you just want to help contribute to your monthly budget, you can do that with Thrive. If you want to replace a full-time income or grow this into a, you know, full-time type income, you can do that as well. And we have the corporate is behind us with trainings, and we have leaders in the company who are committed to helping people achieve whatever it is that they want out of it. And so we really encourage you, if that's something that interests you, to get with the person that invited you to this meeting and find out more. Now, there's one more special that I don't want to forget, and that is if you become a consultant in the month of October, you get an extra $25 in Thrive credit. So you can get started for as little as $100 as a consultant, and then you get $25 and you spend that however you want on Thrive products when you join. Okay, so now we're going to do our final giveaway. This is for another $25 Thrive credit, and you cannot be a consultant. Don't even think about entering this if you're a consultant. If you're a guest, then you can, and maybe it'll be Beth, maybe somebody else. I mentioned earlier the 4 benefits of freeze drying. First person to get all 4 of those benefits of freeze drying, and I said it like 3 times to give you a hint that it was really important. If you get that, then we're going to give away the $25 Thrive credit. Now, while Lisa's checking the chat, what I'm going to do, we have these sauces. This is our bechamel sauce, which is like a creamy white sauce. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this. And I'm not really measuring. I'm just going to add a little bit and stir it in to thicken up this chili. And just keep adding and stirring. Do we have anybody, Lisa, looking good on this?
No, I don't have anybody, I don't think, unless I'm doing.
Are you on private?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Lisa was only looking at one person, so hopefully now. You see anybody?
Okay, so let's see, Christopher, no additives, no preservatives, taste and shelf life.
No additives and preservatives, taste, shelf life. Well, there was one more.
No, he got 4.
Oh, you did?
No preservatives, taste, shelf life. No, oh, you're right.
Missing
Oh,
one.
he's missing one. Sorry, Christopher.
Missing one. You split one of them into 2. You said
Nutritional
additives and
and
preservatives, I think,
no-base
but there's
flavors left in.
there's one you're missing.
Nutrition, who is this? Tamra, you got it.
Okay, Tamara got it.
Nutrition, shelf life, flavor, no preservatives.
Awesome. Congratulations, Tamara. $25 Thrive credit coming your way. Just email Lisa at mythrivestore.com, and she will enter that. Get that for you. If you want a Thrive credit tonight and you don't have a customer account set up, you'll just go in and set one up, and we'll put that credit into your account.
Yeah.
If you already have one set up, we'll just need your email and we'll set it up that way. So this is done.
I know, it smells so freaking good. I
It
wish
does
you guys
smell
were
good.
here to
I
share it
know.
with us, because I can't taste very much right now with this
Yeah.
cold.
So just to finish this off, I'm going to add a little bit of Thrive freeze-dried cilantro. I'm going to add a little bit of Thrive freeze-dried oregano.
Which I don't think we have the oregano anymore, but if you want to, you could definitely do store-bought.
Okay, so I'm going to plate this up.
Okay. Where's your plating bowl? Right, I think we're gonna use this one. Yeah, that's it. And then you're gonna put some freeze-dried cheese in it,
Yeah.
right?
So this is just, I mean, it just shows you how simple and easy it is to make meals. I tell you what, we love cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and Thrive makes it so much easier because there's so many things, little things that you need along the way, where we just use Thrive corn, Thrive,
Yeah.
potatoes, sweet potatoes. There's just all kinds of stuff where Thrive it cuts down the prep so much. I'm going to put a little bit more of the cilantro on and a little bit of cheese on top. So how does that look? There's the Thrive chili,
White bean.
white bean chili, and it's actually Costco chicken chili,
Yeah,
but it's Thrivealized.
If you look up Costco's white bean chili chicken, should I just totally butcher that?
Chicken
White
chili.
bean chicken chili. They actually sell it in some of the stores in the US now. And it's really good in here that I didn't have, but if you have some bacon left over from breakfast, you chop it up and throw that in. It gives it a nice little smoky flavor. So good.
Yeah, it really is. Well, let's wrap this up.
Any questions for
So
us?
you want to just tell them a little bit
yes.
about your
So this was me 12 years ago. I became an executive for the company. And again, there was other people that made silver, I think was the highest, silver and gold, maybe,
I think
Holly and
silver at that
Sherry.
time, silver.
Anyway, you have to ask Holly and Sherry, but they were above me, even though I had signed up, earlier than they did. But it's been such a great 12-year journey. And we have just loved the relationships that we have made with people. And
So what was your goal, your first goal when you
my first
joined?
goal was to make a car payment and quit my 2 part-time jobs. And so I remember putting dates on the calendar and being so nervous that I wasn't going to hit my goal. But every party that I would go to, I needed to have that goal in mind. And I would always tell Jeff, okay, I'm going to do like 2 consultants and, so many deliveries on each party. And that's how we got it built up. And
so took about what, 6 or 8 months for you to get to the point where you had replaced your income from your part-time jobs and
was making the car payment.
And the car payment. And then what was your next goal?
So the next goal was to get Jeff to stay home and do this business with me. And I never really thought that we would be able to earn his salary, but we did. After 1 year of just busting it, we were able to replace his salary, and he came home and has been with me ever since.
Yep.
And I'm the best boss he's ever had.
Yep, I'll take it. Yeah, it really is an amazing journey. And we invite you to take a look at it, whether it's just the food or joining as a consultant. Get with the person who invited you. They can answer all your questions, help you get set up, whatever you decide is the best way for you to thrive. I want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you.
And we do this every month. The second Tuesday of every month, this time, same link. So if you want to share it with other people, then we'd love that.
Except November.
We won't be, because
We
will be
won't
on
be
the
here. We'll
Thrive
be on the Fantasy Getaway.
Fantasy Getaway. We'll be
So maybe we can recruit one of you to that's not going to be there to host this. So maybe I'll be reaching out to some of you. So have a good night, you guys. And thank you for being with us tonight.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.